Tanner hopes all is well. Thanks, Tanner.
Yeah, same to you, Tanner.
Besides the obvious Peyton, Reggie, Vinny, who will be the next to get inducted into the Colts Ring of Honor?
That is, we've had a couple Tanners. That's not the most popular name, but it's good to see we have a couple chiming in here. Next in the Colts Ring of Honor. Well, I guess, the first question that I've always had about the Ring of Honor is like, what is the Ring of Honor? Is it the Hall of Fame of Colts, or is it the fans really liked you and you were kind of good when we were really shitty? Like, I'm thinking of Harbaugh. You know, like, and God bless the 12th man, but like, I mean, is that like, hey, thanks for staying with us because our first decade here, we would have lost to the Indiana Firebirds. Mm-hmm. It's just like, it's one of those things where I don't know exactly what the definite, like, to me, the Ring of Honor is not the Hall of Fame. Having said that, the recent trend has been the best players. So who does he say? Peyton, Reggie, Vinny? Yeah, those are all locks. I know a lot of my colleagues bang a drum for Tarek Glenn. I probably bang a drum a little bit louder for Bob Sanders.
Okay.
I know the longevity was not there, and I do think longevity is like a prerequisite for the Hall of Fame. I personally think that. Having said that, Cheeks left. He just set up the cameras and got up and left.
That's trust.
That is trust. Bob Sanders, without him, you don't win a Super Bowl. And I think the fans loved him. So I think it's like the combination of the fan endearment and then him as just a great football player, obviously with a caveat of when healthy. So, yeah. Dallas Clark, I don't know. Who.
That's a good one.
Yeah, who else? I don't know if I'm forgetting anybody. The whole luck debate will be fascinating.
Yes, it will.
I assume he'll go there because Irsay will just do it, but like again, I don't know if it's a slam dunk. He probably will. He probably should, but I could probably debate that both ways. That's a good question, Tanner. Yeah, Tarek Glenn, Bob Sanders, Dallas Clark. Those are some of the so Peyton, Reggie, Vinny.
Where's McAfee?
Peyton already went in.
Yeah. Some of those have already been in, yeah.
Reggie's in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who am I? So Vinny. So I guess McAfee.
When's Pat going?
That's.
You talk about on the field, but you just talked about honor too, like with the community and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he was an All-Pro. I can't imagine, but who knows? Maybe. You never know with it. Hey, whatever Jim Irsay's thinking, you never know. Boy, if you can predict that one, move to Vegas.
Jason's asked, if the NFL needs to cancel games and delay the season, are you concerned eliminating some of the easier games up front in the front half of the schedule jeopardizes the Colts' playoff hopes?
Yeah, Jason, it's a fair question. The schedule is front-loaded for sure. Mm-hmm. I basically think the NFL is at this point, and unfortunately, the pessimism around college football, it does not sound great at all about them playing this season. The NFL is desperately going to try to play 16 games. They know how much that means to a revenue standpoint. So, and they can flirt, with that Super Bowl schedule a little bit. They can push that back potentially a couple weeks. Yeah, maybe it hurts you slightly. Like we've talked about, the Colts have that schedule where you feel like 5-2, something around there would be a great start before that kind of gauntlet happens with Green Bay and Baltimore and some of those divisional games. Did you see Irsay's email to the season ticket holders on Friday?
I did not.
So, we talked on last week's podcast about where are we at from a ticket standpoint? Have they gotten updates? So he fired off this email, and he mentioned that some of the league restrictions on it as well. Modified preseason schedule, reduced stadium capacity with CDC social distancing in there, tarps over the first 8 rows, food and beverage experience that minimizes person-to-person contact. And that's pretty much the main ones. My question is this, and something that I was asked on the morning show yesterday when I went on there. If I were a player, I'd feel pretty safe with fans in the building. You don't come in contact with these fans at all. Mm-hmm. The fans go in. hell, either, maybe that you don't put them all in one entrance, but maybe you do that. That seems like the time wouldn't be great on that. But like fans don't even know where players into the stadium. Like it's a very secretive entrance, and you never come in contact with fans. And if you can't sit them in the first 8 rows, theoretically, maybe you don't put them in the lower bowl. That seems a little too aggressive. I mean, the Indy 11 had fans on Sunday night or Saturday night. For those that don't know, it's kind of a minor league soccer team here in Indianapolis. What are they? NASL, I think, is their league, something like that. So yeah, if I were a player, I would not have. Now, obviously, getting more than 10,000 in the stadium would probably be greedy. Baltimore said 14, and that's with a much bigger stadium than Lucas Oil. So, I think 10,000 is doable, to be honest with you. Again, socially distant, and I don't think the players would be too up in arms. But I mean, as I say with all these questions, who the hell? I mean, what the hell do I know?
How upset is Xavier Rhodes and some of these other guys that they can't exchange a jersey with former teammates after the game?
About that. What a just utter joke. I mean, you imagine like the NFL sitting in a meeting being like, watch this, the optics of us telling the players they can't swap jerseys. We are doing everything we can to practice safe habits. No. These guys are grabbing each other all game, spitting, bleeding on each other all game, but yet they can't hand each other a piece of cloth.
Yeah.
And then go wash it after the game. God bless the NFL.
Patrick wants to know, if Cam Newton only cost the Patriots $1 million, why not take the risk there instead of paying $25 for Phillip and possibly have a quarterback for several years, and spend savings elsewhere, potentially on Clowney?
Patrick, it's a fair question when you look at the money. I mean, it's an astronomical difference between the two. But where's Cam at health-wise? And in COVID time, you couldn't get him in here to do your physical. I don't think the Colts really ever flirted around the idea that much, but I think that was the scared factor of all of this. Is for Cam to be Cam, he's got to play the game of football in a very linebacker type way, and he's got to be 30 or close to 30 by now.
Have you seen how much he's been posting on social media?
I don't follow him, but enough people retweet him that I'm like, wow. This is interesting.
It is totally an ex-girlfriend scenario. Like, I'm going to subtweet this. I'm going to post this. I'm going to show you all my workouts just so I know it's going to make its way back to you. I want you to see that you messed up.
Subtweeting. Yeah. I mean, it can get a little dicey. That's awkward.
It's very awkward. It's like, okay, do I have to see another shirtless Cam Newton working out video of him exhausted, telling me why he's still going to be great?
Dude, stars are weird. It's like his Victor Oladipo thing. Like, I feel like I'm watching an episode of The Bachelor. Watch this, ABC. I'm going to gather Victor around and be like, hey, you got to act like you're going to go home. Go home. And we'll bring you back 2 episodes later, and everybody will be locked in. I'm like, God, can the drama rest for a second, people? Cam, injury concerns, total shift for the offense. Could he really play multiple years? Like, is there a guarantee that he's going to play multiple years? I don't think so. And the whole aspect of not being able to do the physical, I think, really hurt.
Yeah. Another fun question. This one's from Cody. The years 2037 and Lucy Luck and Rosie Bowen have become best friends.
Oh, my God.
How are you spending time with your new best friend, Andrew Luck?
Jeez, Cody. What a question. I can't believe, Rosie Bowe is 1 month old, and she's got 215 months left till she's an adult.
You're not counting down at all.
When you break it down like that, doesn't it seem like it's short? Or does that seem long?
I don't know. I hear 215 seems long.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like the 1 month flew by. But, yeah.
So you already got all the month. I mean, I guess you do easy math, but how long are you going to go? Are you going to be like, oh, my kid's 84 months old?
Oh, no. Yeah, we won't do that. I didn't even know we had one of those blankets where you put them on the blanket and you put I didn't even know we had it until my wife pulled it out the other day.
It's big time.
I think you stop at months once they get a year old.
I don't know. Some people,
some
18,
people throw out the 14
like 18
months, and I guess year and a half is how I would refer to 18, but I don't. Yeah.
These are things you have to think about.
Kevin. And I couldn't have been more dad cliche with the comment of, man, the first month has flown by. I'm like, geez, give me my newspaper to read this morning. Okay, 2037, Lucy Luck and Rosie. When was Lucy Luck born? Last fall? So she's 8, 9 months older than my daughter. Well, this is what I'm doing. Andrew and I are best friends. Is that what Cody's saying? We're driving to 2037, so that's what? The year's 2020 right now. It's 17 years old, so maybe we're driving to, some volleyball match or soccer game or whatever. And I know Andrew is giving me a book to read. I'm reading Spark Notes. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure that I can hold my own in a conversation with him about, 17th century Egyptian pyramid building. I don't even know about 17th century, probably earlier than that. But I am. If Spark Notes still exist, I'm cramming.
I could see you guys going on a college campus tour, and you're like studying architecture because he's going to be breaking down like what the building's frame is and all that stuff.
I would literally just be like, "Oh yeah, nice brick." Is Luck still here in 2037? Is he raising his family here?
I don't know. Nothing with Andrew shocks me. He's so different and unique that it would not shock me.
It would not. That's a great question, Cody. Thank you for that.